Hello, my name is Lutendo Mugeri.
Hello, my name is Hannah Chuma.
We are at SABC, man.
It's
Master Chef Toast TV at SABC TV with my baby. And y'all niggas better.
Gotta face up the cat, so
She's my woman. She's beautiful, yes.
she deserves to be on TV, man. Don't you
She
think?
is on my TV as she's speaking. What do you mean? We are at
Welcome
SABC, man.
to the Albinism
Master
Report.
Chef
I am your
Toast
host, Bame.
TV at SABC
The Albinism Report
TV
is an enlightened
with my
narrative,
baby.
everything and anything
Y'all
that you need
niggas
to
better.
know about Albinism and across the world. You
Like
can
that.
find it here
Buy the
on the
DVD,
show on
buy
Channel
the
Africa,
music,
the African
like,
perspective.
yeah, man.
My name is Bule Mulibati.
What's
The
up,
Albinism
Chappie? Where
Report
you
is
at?
brought to you by Lighters
Bule, where
Park
you at?
Media and our executive
What's up?
already giving him that level of producer, Mataba Matapola. Remember, you can find us on Facebook at the Albinism Report. That's where you will find clips of interviews that we are doing in the studio here. Anything that you need to know, and that's where you can make suggestions. If you have guests that you'd like for us to bring onto the show, you can find the space and the platform to do that right there on our Facebook page at the Albinism Report. Remember, we are on DSTV channel 802 every Monday in the morning and evening. Also, you can just log on to Channel Africa website and find our podcasts right there. Okay, today I have guests who have joined me in studio. We are here to talk about music, journey, being good in that space, making a name for themselves, and how they juggle everyday politics of the music space. And later on, I speak to our correspondent, Ingrid Bame, who tells us about what's been happening recently in the African continent. So that's what you can expect to come later on the show. Without wasting any more time, let's get right to it. As you can hear in the background, that's one of my guests sneezing. Hi, NomT.
What's going on? How are you?
Thank you for coming through.
Thank you so much for calling me through.
That is NomT. Earlier on, she was correcting one of our guests that it's NomT. You must soften
Yes,
the tongue,
NomT, yes.
see she. And she is a member of...
Was.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, ma'am.
It says
Thank you.
Joyous Celebration.
No, was. I'm a previous member,
Yeah.
or whatever you call it.
That's good. When did you
Was.
leave? Not that you were, but yeah.
I left Joyous 22. I didn't record it, so I left Joyous 21 tour.
Okay. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's very tricky. I guess they still can't separate you from Joyous
Of
Celebration
course,
still, you see.
I don't think there will ever be a time where they will separate me from there, because I feel like that place launched me.
Yeah.
Or launched my career, because it's an incredible stage. So therefore it was it launched me. So I can never be separated from it. Yeah.
All right. Also in studio today is Thomas Master Toast Chef. It's a lot of chefs. It's like toast. Okay. Maro Thomas Master Toast Chef.
Get it right.
Patlele.
Cause
He's a rapper and a poet, right? Or just the rap?
I'm an artist, like I'm everything artistic, like everything.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Please recognize.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Master Chef Toast.
He's been in the studio before, but this time around he is back and he's holding albums and DVDs.
Yes.
Pouch.
Yes,
you're
what I
serious?
do. Yes,
That's good.
what I do.
So we're talking about your latest projects and your journey in the music industry, which I can say that since we spoke to you, you've done quite a lot.
Most definitely, like since I was here the last time with my people, I was inspired to go back and do something for my people also, and like put it together so that they can get the message, they can get the positive energy.
Yeah.
So we're back again with Bule, we're back again with NomT. Yeah,
Come
out
on,
here
you
at
got
the
this, you got this.
Albinism Report.
You got this.
Yeah, just to speak to our people, inspire,
Okay.
spread energy,
Yeah.
spread love, man.
Thank you so much for coming. Okay, NomT, let me just start with you. Your journey in music, where did it begin?
Oh dear God. I come from a family that sings, whether it's my mom's side or my dad's side. So let's just say I was born in it. But if specifically you're speaking in terms of professionally, oh dear God, it started a long time ago. I was in church. I got saved when I was 16, started singing, or rather joined the worship team at church before I turned 17. not knowing that me joining that worship team, I'm joining a worship team of a musical director called Kayam Tetwa at that time, if you know who Kayam Tetwa is.
I do, yes.
Okay, cool. And he was our musical director, not knowing that I'm joining, and he's about to open up this new world of, it was crazy, of just learning about myself, learning about music, and then finding out that this is exactly what I wanted to do. And that's when it started.
Okay, so when you were in church singing, all you just wanted to do at the time was just to sing and praise, not knowing that someone would...
it wasn't really about necessarily singing when I started, or I joined the worship team. It was purely about my salvation and the fact that it made sense for me to sing, because it made me understand more what it is that I gotten myself into. Or I don't know how to explain that. I
understand.
And with time, as I said, he ignited this thing. Actually, you can sing. Don't you want to like take this? I was like, I ain't got the confidence for this, This thing needs confidence. It needs passion. It needs time. It needs. And I don't have that right now. And I'm pretty young. All I actually just came here to do was just worship God. And so that's how it started. So he started working and breaking down walls of confidence and how I comprehended myself and how I saw myself and how people saw me. And by dealing with that, he dealt with the fear of wanting to be on stage and being seen in a type of way, instead of just rocking up there and just being myself and pouring my heart out.
Yeah.
And so I learned that way. And then from that moment when I learned that, I decided, no, actually, I'm going to sing for the rest of my life. And so now I'm singing. A couple of years later.
Yeah.
So it was good.
He did the pots.
He did. No, he did.
Yeah, he made the pots,
No, he
for
did.
real. Okay, so we've spoken to you before, Thomas,
Of course,
when you
yeah.
came through to the show,
Yeah.
about your music journey, where it started.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to take it very professional and seriously this time, in terms of putting together a project, putting an album out there? It takes a lot of guts to
Most
say,
definitely.
this is my offering,
Especially
and I'm going to be
independently.
vulnerable and put it out there and see.
Vulnerable.
Because the minute you say, I've got a project, you're saying,
Yeah.
look at me, everybody, you can comment, you can consume it, you can like it, you can
Criticize,
criticize. I think
yeah.
it makes you so vulnerable. It's like when you write a
Definitely.
script, right? And you send it, you'll never know what feedback you're going to get.
Well, it sure does the bullying, the thing is, as throughout my journey, throughout my artistry and whatever, as I was progressing, there's a point where I was conscious before I was doing it as a hobby, like just to stay away from negative energy and also to develop myself as a human being, you understand? But at some point, like, people kept telling me, you go. I knew I was good, but at some point it actually I was fully conscious that like I'm actually like the best at this. So I need to take it seriously. Although like I'm not signed to I'm signed to my label, Master Chef Toast Media. So although I do it like independently, I have to like have my own budget, like use my own like the other resource, other funds that I get somewhere else and pour them into my music and to keep it going. So I did it I did it mainly to inspire my people also, because I know like a lot of our people are kind, like people albinism, they actually have talent, they're
Did
skilled.
you say that? Oh, I thought you were saying our kind.
Our kind.
Oh, it's our kind.
Yeah.
Oh, is
people
that-
with
is that-
albinism.
I
Yeah.
thought he was going to say they are kind.
Yeah. Nah.
Okay. So okay, all right.
Yeah, so actually I realized that a lot of them have talent. Some of them, like as NomT was speaking
You
about
got this,
confidence.
you got this.
I actually realized that a lot of them lack confidence. So my whole thing is just to instill confidence, positive energy, love, confidence and all of that beautiful things for our people and anybody else that might actually like catch up to the energy,
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So NomT, I mean, I when I said that I stalked you at some point, and I think I sent you an inbox message.
Oh, did you?
I think I did on Instagram.
Did I answer?
No.
I didn't.
No.
I am so shameful.
I can understand, I mean, when you get
Don't
DMs,
start.
DMs on the DMs.
You
It
see
goes
now
down
you're
in the
starting.
DMs.
Stop all of that. Don't play.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so there was a point where I thought you'll be such a great guest to talk to.
Why?
Because being in a platform that you've been in, you had to, kill certain fears, like you mentioned earlier on, that you had to get over
course.
the I don't think I'm ready to be on stage phase.
Of course.
You know,
Of course.
and then you had to prove yourself.
Of course.
By just being your talented self,
course.
and then you had to be in the space where you're like, hey, I'm just as good as all of you.
Of course.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about that when I wanted to invite you to come to the show. Now that we're here, let's talk about reclaiming taking your position so comfortably and confident in that space and platform, and you saying, Kinda NomT and I sing and this is what I'm all about, and having people to come to that, accept that, and see that. What did you have to do? How crazy did it get?
I strongly believe that in the beginning that not that I'm giving him all the honor and glory, because all the honor and glory goes back to the Lord, but the work that Kamteta did, breaking down those walls inside of me before I stepped into this world professionally, it was incredible, because I believe that we need to work on our minds first.
Yeah.
And all of me first before I want to make Upuleng change her perception about me. I need to change my perception about NomT first, and then it makes more sense. Also, the confidence just automatically comes as it is, because and nobody can change that or tell me anything otherwise. So that's what he worked on, broke down all those walls. So therefore, walking into this world, it was hard, it was difficult. But because, I don't know, you know who you are, and nobody can tell you otherwise. You know what I mean? And also, I have a passion for women living with albinism. I don't like the lack of confidence at all. At all. Because I believe we are the most beautiful creation ever. Basically, you know what I mean? And there's so many ways to express that beauty. There's so many ways to embody that beauty. There's so many ways to show the world that, darling, there ain't no shame down here. Look again, baby. Come on, look again. Okay, this right here is dreamy. It's gorgeous. It's you want to be a part of it. The energy, it has to speak for itself. And music is about energy, and so music is about spirit also. So I need to sort all that out before I step in there and fight with anybody. So it wasn't a hassle. It wasn't a fight. The fight was with NomT first.
Yeah.
Then I walked into that space and I owned it, because I had conquered NomT first, and everything else that people had been saying and what I'd heard, what, people have different perceptions. People in your family have different perceptions about how they see you and all that. And normally you take that in your heart more than you would outside people, or whatever the case may be. But basically, how people see you, and when they tell you and voice it out, it sticks in the back of your mind whether you believe it or not. And it messes up with how you think of yourself, and how then you express yourself to people in whatever career or genre or passion you're in. And so I had to deal with that. So I dealt with it, and when I rocked up there, I told myself, okay, I'm different, and a lot of people are not going to expect any of what I'm about to do. And that right there is exactly what I need. That's the motivation. And that's what I did. I rocked up there and I poured my heart, and I was honest, and I was passionate, and I was meaning to change people's perception about albinism.
Lovely. So that was a conscious choice, that
completely from a very young age, that this perception needs to change, because I will not allow someone to look at me any lesser than how I see myself. I refuse. And so that's what it is. That's the passion. That's where it came from. And so therefore, even the music, it comes from there. Oguti, I'm not here to be on some well, try and listen to me because what? No. I'm here to tell you, so I have something to say. You either receive it or you don't. But it comes from a place of love, and it comes from a person who knows who she is and she's confident in it. Receive it if you want to. It's an offering. If you don't want to, you don't have to take it.
Okay. You want to clap? Hands?
Stop it.
High five.
Wow, I can't deal with you.
Yeah, most definitely. Like this.
Do you find that there's similar challenges with you? Not challenges, because NomT wasn't specific in terms of the challenges. But perhaps you had to conquer Thomas first before you can conquer the world in the rap game.
To be honest with you, I owe it all to hip hop. Honestly, like I I discovered that I could write at an early age. I started off with poetry, so that actually helped me discover my, like as she was saying, like it's all within, the battle is within. So that helped me to conquer the battle within, because I discovered and rediscovered myself before I could actually like go out to the world. So it didn't really matter how the world received. I knew I had something to give out to the world. You understand? So I gave it out and just welcomed any remarks, any comment, any criticism from the whole wide world. But I knew myself and I know myself, and I also want my people out there to know themselves, to discover themselves, to rediscover their talents and everything, and go out there and like show the world what they are truly capable of, you know. Yeah.
There's someone that I talk to about everything, and we sort of like sit for hours on the phone and talk about what the industry is trying to do, how good or sometimes how bad. I'm talking about the entertainment industry and how it seems like it's fashionable now to embrace albinism, and how far they are taking it, and what
Fashionable. That's funny.
I know. Yeah,
That's
it's coming across as like right now it's in style, fashionable right now. And then one of the things we spoke about is that we are the generation that we've been waiting for. We are who we've been waiting for. So that level of pressure already is a lot. Now, with the compliments that come with the work that you do, because both of you are good in your own fields, do they come with, Yazi, I didn't expect for someone like you?
Most
And when
definitely.
you get those, how do you feel?
I don't normally get those.
You
Like
don't?
no.
Ever?
Because let me explain something. For example, let me make a personal example. My friends, my personal friends. I've never been able to attract another albine friend. I don't know why. It's the weirdest thing. I've tried
No,
so
it's
hard.
not weird.
It is weird for me.
We are human beings. It's
I
about
get
connection.
it.
You have to
No.
connect.
No. I get all that. But even when a person connects with me,
Yeah.
but it never works out that way for me.
Okay.
And it normally bothered me, but not anymore. you know, sort of thing. So anyways, my point is they forget that I have albinism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not your friends though. Strangers that listen to your
Everybody,
music.
whoever encounters me
Yeah.
forgets
Yeah.
until I will say, or until I say, I feel like my eye is moving. They're like, your eyes.
You know,
You
also
say
yeah,
that? Are
I
you talking
actually-
about? We didn't even see that.
Yeah, just
you know what I
to chip
mean?
in there, I
Oh my
actually,
God.
you know,
say, I
actually
think my eyes are moving.
I actually believe that like we see ourselves for what we are. Like when I'm sitting across this table, I can tell that the like Prof is black, that guy, the camera guy is
course.
black, right? So someone when they see me, they obviously can see that I got albinism, right?
Of course.
So it's all up to the individual to actually show those people what they are capable of. So like they don't just see their color, they see. Once they see what you're capable of, then they will actually forget that. Oh,
It's not about the color at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
it's not
That's
about
what I'm
that.
saying. It's about
what
how you
can do.
perceive now
Yeah.
yourself. And then people are going to jump into that.
yeah.
Truly all about that.
Regardless of what color you are, if you are not useful to the world, I don't think people will actually gravitate towards you or whatever. Understand? But if you show the world that, okay, I'm capable of this, they'll be attracted to what you do and even like overlook any other color
Or whatever.
whatever
Whatever
stereotype
default
is there
or
out there.
whatever.
Yeah.
So for me, because of that, game, my bad, T. My bad.
Yeah.
Can I continue?
Go ahead.
Thanks
No,
so
for
much.
sure.
You're so
Yeah.
kind.
No, you've got a lot of wisdom that
Okay, you guys
can
can
share.
take over the show
No,
now.
my bad. No, I'm quiet. I'm sorry. Wait. I'm done. I'm almost done. So, but my point is, so because of how I see myself, so therefore people see me that way. And so therefore I don't have these challenges that normally I get questions about on Facebook or inboxes or social media. So how was the crowd when you walked in? Like, did they ridicule you like on Weibo, you know, type of thing? But no, I rock up there and I own it. And then they're like, oh my God, who is she? She's so beautiful.
stand
Or whatever,
out,
whatever,
yeah.
you know, type of thing. Those are the only things I've ever heard. Basically, personally, not
It's
trying
a
to
gift
brag
and
or
a
anything.
curse, actually. Like,
Basically.
if you're actually good at what you do, you're actually gonna stand out
Of course, completely stand out.
Yeah.
Because
And it's a
everybody's
good
on some uithatha pile energy,
Exactly.
ne confidence. Like, who told you that you can stand up tall like this when the world has stigmatized and tabooed us for so long, you know, type of thing. It's that thing. But because I don't relate with those things, like I'm not even attached, so therefore nobody ever approaches me with such.
that type of attitude. Yeah,
There you go.
definitely.
And in the media space, when you're trying to grow, this question goes out to both of you. When you're trying to grow, move on to the next step of your career, go independent, you left Joyous Celebration, and looking for platforms where you can perform, do you receive space that doesn't always have to be like, NomT, do you want to come and talk about albinism? Do you find that you face those challenges? No, I mean, I don't like the word challenges. You find those hurdles when you're trying to like, hey, can I just talk about my album, please? Can I just talk about my album?
Would you like to go first?
Yeah, you can.
NomT will answer, then we're going to go to
Okay,
promos,
cool.
and then
Alright.
Thomas will follow quick.
Wait. Ask the question again. If in terms of media,
Yeah, in the media space. I'm going to ask the
for
question.
example, as now I've started my own solo career.
Yeah.
So if I want to go somewhere and perform, like
Get
Ebram
platforms,
Fontin,
maybe
Dun Dun Dun,
interviews.
for example, or interviews. Got you.
More radio
Right.
magazines, and then the first thing they see is that, hey, NomT, actually, do you want to just talk about albinism first before we can move about your music?
I don't normally get that.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, that's a good thing. I need some of what you have, because I could use some of that. Let's take a bit of a break. We are back with NomT and Thomas.
Hi, I'm Tando Hopper. I'm a model, writer, activist, and lawyer. You're listening to the Albinism Report with Buleng Mulebadzi on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Hi, I'm Ingrid Bame, founder of the I Am Movement, a social media platform that focuses on the lives of people living with albinism. And you're listening to the Albinism Report with Buleng Mulebadzi on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Hi, I am Abongile Kantini, the founder of Holding Albus and one of the young 100 Mandelas of my generation. You are listening to the Albinism Report on Channel Africa.
Hello, my name is Lutendo Mugeri.
Hello, my name is Hannah Chuma.
You are listening to the Albinism Report with Buleng Malibatsi on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Yes, we are back, and I am talking to musicians in studio with me today, NomT and Thomas. And NomT, earlier on we asked about the media giving you just space to talk about your music, to talk about your projects, just to talk about anything else outside of albinism, and you said you never experienced that. Thomas, what is your experience like?
I'm actually not totally against it, because like it's a gift and a curse, like I said earlier. Like when somebody asks you about it, means that like they need to be enlightened, and they also want to enlighten their fellow human beings.
No,
So
I
think-
mean for an interview in the media
Yeah, I
space,
get
ne?
you.
And you want to talk about your project.
Yeah, you know what I actually have a problem with?
Eh.
With people like actually stressing it, like stressing it and just prolonging it.
Overemphasizing.
But if they actually just want to like chip it in there, like, and just touch over it, I'm actually okay with that, because that time you can use it to enlighten people out there, to inform them, and also help your
to remove ignorance.
you know.
basically.
So I actually don't have a problem with that if they just like touch up on it. But if they're gonna prolong it and make it like the whole interview about it, then that's when I actually have a problem,
Because you're a musician first, and
yeah,
none of those
before
things.
I'm a human being first before all of those
human
things.
being first,
Yeah,
rather.
definitely.
That one there.
Yeah.
There's also generalization, which I find is always it's persistent, where they generalize. Oh, you guys are talented. Oh, you guys are gifted. Oh, you guys, and you're like, okay, that's great. How many guys have you actually come across that you can make such a sweeping statement as if you've been across the world?
It's like we all sisters and brothers. If you realize that when
You
they
know what I
meet
mean?
someone in Albany, they
Yeah.
say, "Do you know such a? Do you know Buleng? Do you know NomT?" No, I don't know. Because
Joburg is so big.
And I always tell them like, "Okay, do you know such and such who's black like you?
Yeah.
Do you know?" Oh, I don't, exactly my point. You know?
I'm not even about down to have ignorant conversations. I'm not even going to entertain it. Like, I'm not trying to continue with that conversation. You'll see my face.
How do you cut it off?
I'll be sarcastic as ever.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I'm
Painfully
also
sarcastic.
sarcastic. Like, do you actually know? Let's say,
It's not on some defensive
say-
sarcasm. It's on some,
Yeah.
drop it.
Yeah. Okay, right. So NomT's going to leave us very soon. Let's talk
Yes,
about
I'm
the
gonna leave you out
project.
just
What are
now.
you busy with right now?
Oh my God. So people know me as a gospel artist because I was like completely in that world like crazy. But Joyous, I found that no, this is not what I want to do. Yes, I was singing gospel according to jazz in Joyous Celebration. but my heart is in near soul and jazz. It has nothing to do with gospel.
Oh yeah.
But everything to do with life and because my role models are on some Jesus Scott, Erika Badu, you know what's happening? And those people are very woke about life and how you feel and how you accept yourself and all those things, and how you emphasize the humanity thing and not specifically color and all those things. So I mean, I'm drawn towards those weird sides. So because I have to jump into this thingy, I'm a bit scared for now, but I'm preparing to do a show to launch that. It's not a DVD recording. Can we correct that? It's just a show. So that I'm comfortable in the genre that I'm about to do, and also so that people don't get stuck in, but when we could gospel and be right, you know, type of thing. No, don't box me. I'm a musician, really. And so therefore, if I'm going to swing my wings towards jazz or whatever, allow me and receive of it, just like I said. So right now,
so
that's
it's not a
doing.
single, it's not a DVD recording, it's not an album, it's
Live
just
show.
a show.
Live show.
Yeah. Please invite us.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Actually.
So you said that you look up to Jill Scott.
Yes, I do.
Erika Badu. Which diva right now can you get into their shoe and hoy a verse?
Are you kidding me? You want me to sing? I can't sing right now. Oh dear Lord.
Kanjani, you're a musician. I know. I've been stalking you for a year. Kalokawa. Something yan.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
A little.
I can't.
Not at all.
Is it the way you love me, baby? Babe, is it the way you love me, babe? Can I go now? Woo! Why do you keep high-fiving me? NomT, my goodness.
Imagine when he goes to your live show. He'll be
And
going
right
on
now
stage
I
to high
flew,
five.
so I'm sorry. It sounded a
whole
bit croaky
time.
and uncontrolled. I apologize, but yeah, that's just like
that was
chill.
really
That was beautiful.
Thank
that
you
was
so much.
amazing.
Thank you so much for inviting me, guys.
Thank you for coming through. Thank you for gracing us with your presence and your vocals.
Thank you so much, Ospulang.
Hopefully we connect again at your live show.
Of course we do.
And
Should
then
I
we
send
can
you
play
like a poster or something?
Yeah,
promote me out here, right?
And then we have all access and we speak to
You
you,
know what I mean?
backstage.
And bring all my sisters and brothers. You know,
I love that. Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, NomT.
All right, cool. Bye, guys.
Cheers, NomT. Oh my God. God bless. God bless. You have such a beautiful voice, you know.
I do. Okay, we're gonna take a pause.
And all the best with your solo thing.
Okay, we're gonna take a pause and take a picture before.
No, it's true.
Wait.
Which camera is it? Which camera are we looking at? That guy. Oh. No, but you can. Oh, yeah. You can also show.
And finishing our conversation about the music industry with Thomas MasterChef Toast, who just recently put together an album. Please pass me the album so that I have a look at it again. He also has a DVD.
Where's
that
Chubby?
he brought
Chubby
with.
has it.
Chubby has it, and we are
Put
like.
it on the table there.
Okay, I'm sure I can check it when Chubby comes back. All right, so it's called Mayday, right? Is that?
Yes, we are recording, but hey, what can I say? Can I start again?
My bad.
But you must behave. You must know. We are recording. We are working. We are live.
I just wanted her to get it.
Yeah, but focus. You must sit here
wise
at the mic.
man.
Don't move away from the mic.
Thomas.
Yeah,
Imagine we were live. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me shut up.
Continuing our conversation today about young up-and-coming artists and musicians who've been in the game for a while, to talk about existing in the music space and the entertainment industry as a person with albinism. It would seem that most people with albinism are in the entertainment industry, and most people assume that it's because most people with albinism are talented. We'll see as we continue to do the show. We'll just we'll follow this and see just how much of it is true. Okay, so Thomas MasterChef Toast is here in studio. He'll be talking to me about his album. Let's talk about your album. What's the name of the album and what inspired it?
Oh yeah. The name of the album is Silver Platter. I'm pretty sure you know what silver platter means. Like, it's actually, it was inspired by my name and my progression in the music space, you know, because my first one was actually Street Recipe. That's when I was still coming up, still scrawny, hungry, you know, like still learning the ways of the game. And then the second one was actually A Taste of Maturity. It's self-explanatory, like you can actually, that's when I was actually getting a taste of maturity, like. And then now that like I am matured, I actually believe that I am matured. It's just a matter of giving them food for thought, you know, because one of the opening lines on the album actually says, I'm at a point in my life where only the mirror matter. They wanted food for thought. I served it on a silver platter. So it's a matter of like self awareness, knowing my identity as someone with albinism, knowing that like I'm at a point where like only my reflection in the mirror actually matters. I care about that, and I want to give it out to the world so they receive it, they are well informed. So it was actually inspired by self-identity, self-awareness, you know, food for thought, and like just pure maturity and just genuine growth, you know. Yeah.
Well done. And putting together an album, you said you work independently, so which means you had to take your money that you work for every day and put it in the album. What do you do outside of the music industry?
I'm actually a state accountant, like a financial administrator for the government. You know, I work for the Department of Human Settlement, former housing, so I do financial administration there.
So you're good with
the money,
numbers?
I actually I have a business degree. I majored in finance, you know. So what happens is like all the money that I get from the state, that the money that I work hard for, you know, the white collar money, the blue collar money, when I get that, some of it, like a percentage of it, I injected into my music journey, my music hustle, and it is actually.
Hello, my name is Lutendo Mugeri.
Hello, my name is Hannah Chuma.
Like it is actually like. It is fruitful because I'm able to actually achieve certain things, you know, that artists that are actually signed to major labels can't, you know. Like putting something together like this actually takes a lot of time, passion, commitment, and most certainly money. So like with the money that I get like from my academic, you know, side of things, and I'm able to, you know, inject it into my music hustle and keep it going, you know. So that's what's up.
All right. So with this album, what are the strides that you've made so far? I know it's recently released. What have you done so far with putting it out there?
Yo, it's quite a lot, you know. Like I actually I think I also like shocked myself with what I can actually do, you know. Not me alone and the team that I have, you know. We shocked ourselves what we're capable of. We actually like, we have a publishing deal, you know, we're publishing it worldwide. The lyrics, since like this is music and literature, it's being published worldwide, you understand? It's doing good numbers on the music sites, it's doing good numbers physically. It's also going to be on Musica, like in musical stores, you know, soon. I just need to finalize certain administrative, you know, activities. And then once I'm done with that, everybody will be able to access it countrywide. But currently the physical side of things, we posting it, like people can actually buy it. A lot of people have been like ordering it.
Are you on iTunes?
Definitely, I'm on iTunes, Deezer, Spotify, and all of that is actually self-published. It's all independent. So we've achieved a lot. We performed like a lot of places, and after the album was released, we were actually able to put together a documentary so people can see like the journey and everything else that we do. Like,
is it the May Day one?
Yes, behind the music itself, because you can just listen to the music, but you don't quite know like the behind the scenes activities that actually go into putting a project of such magnitude together, you know. So I appreciate everybody that contributed towards it. And yeah, we're still gonna do May, because it was released in April of this year. It's still 3 months new, you know. It's still a little baby. So I can only imagine what's gonna happen like once it fully matures into like a fully grown baby, you know.
You've got quite a few tracks on this album. Is
lot.
there one that is specifically addressing issues of albinism, or they all kind of touch on that?
You know, honestly, I'm too passive with the albinism subject on my music. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm too passive. I know there's people that actually do it. But I know people like Gaddafi the poet are too their identity is rooted in that. So there is certain tracks, like even if like there's certain tracks that would actually like make you delve into like the albinism issue. I say it passively. For instance, I quoted Gaddafi the Power, where somewhere I say like this is my pain. Always says one, I'm very black, but it's just not enough for this black woman. My brothers took them, my kind, and abused them, treated them as subhuman. What's up, Gaddafi the Poet? Keep preaching that godly gospel. So that's just what it is, you know. And also on one of the tracks, that's Silver Platter, and one of the tracks running around, I actually said still dealing with albinism. It's still hard to live with it, you know, but I still continue, like, nonetheless. It will still continue living, and the wheel will continue spinning nonetheless. So I purposefully avoid that, because like I don't really want to dwell on it like too much, you understand. I believe like there's certain artists and there's certain ambassadors such as yourself that actually like put it out there for people to actually be aware and conscious, you know. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through today.
I appreciate you.
We will definitely go up. Thank goodness we've got access to iTunes now, so I'll get your stuff there. Yeah. Hopefully you get your cut. For us who download your music right there.
Yeah, hey, iTunes, man, they must give me my cut, man. Those guys, they take like, they take a lot of too much, man. Like,
I get it's their platform. So yeah, I guess that's.
But physically, when you get it from me, physically, I get all the money. It's $100. You can get it from me physically, like directly. I get $100. It goes in my pocket. Okay. But if you buy it from iTunes, they take, you know, certain percentage, and it is what it is, though.
Okay, thank you so much. That is Thomas Chef Toast. You can find him on Facebook and Twitter as well as Instagram. Anywhere you need to get hold of the man, you will find him. What are your social media handles?
At Master Chef Toast everywhere. Chef Toast everywhere. Facebook Master Chef Toast, Instagram Master Chef Toast, Twitter Master Chef Toast, YouTube Master Chef Toast TV. That's where we focus on edutainment, and we welcome everybody, like even people with albinism, to actually like come through to our studios and actually display their talents and express themselves, and we put it out there to the world for everybody to see, man. Because
all right, thank you so much. And now we move on to Ingrid Bame. We're talking about what's happening with albinism across the African continent. We also talk if there are up-and-coming musicians that you've come across. But I can see that the I Am movement has gone up a notch. What's been happening? It's got a new facelift.
Yes, we have gotten a new facelift. We have rebranded, and we actually have specific content that we stream out on particular days. We also do feature the Albinism Report. So when you guys go live on Monday, we also go live with you on the page, also featuring Regina Mary's My Voice, as well as Frank Nyamondero's Inspired Life, and also looking at different people who have albinism throughout the African continent and giving them a platform where they can be celebrated and embraced, and just see what great things people with albinism are doing throughout different parts of Africa.
I think I came across a motivational talk. Is that what you do on a weekly, or that just happened to be one of there was a gentleman on your page?
Yes, he is. That's Frank Nyamundero. He's Nyamundero, excuse me. He's from Zimbabwe, and he's the owner of, or rather the founder of, Inspired Life. And he's basically he's a speaker, and he's a mentor, and he's a counselor, and he also is an author. He has 2 books out, and he's, through the years, I've actually been watching his work and how he always gives all these inspirational quotes, as well as giving small clips on how it is that one can navigate life from a positive perspective. And I thought it would be great to actually amplify what he's doing and put it on the page and make other people aware of the work that he's doing to inspire people out there. So yeah, a big shout out to Frank in Zimbabwe.
So what's been making the rounds on the socials regarding albinism?
A lot has been happening with regards to albinism. There's a lot of artists that are coming up within the space. There are those that have been doing work for quite a bit in terms of music, but also the people who've been in the industry for long. And because you were focusing on artists specifically within the music industry for today's show, I thought it would be fitting to look at different artists throughout Africa who are obviously in the music space. And one of the ladies that I actually have here, who was one of the climbers for Climb for Albinism last year, which is Ma Kita, who's also known as Lady Ma Kita. She's a 31-year-old female a Senegalese artist who's actually a bass player. She is actually one of 3 bass players, or female bass players in Africa and the only female bass player in Senegal. Growing up or within her music career, she formed part of a family band, which was actually called Takita, and they started out in 2006 all the way till 2018. And in the work that they've done, they've released 3 albums, one of them being Diaspora, which was released in 2018, and then we also have Get Free, which was released in 2012, and then the last album that was released by the band was Gas Gill, which was released in 2017, and she's done a number of world tours throughout Europe, which included mainly countries like Spain, Belgium, Germany, but also she's done a number of national tours with the band that she does. But outside of the music, she's someone who does give back to the to the albinism community specifically. She has a foundation that she's founded, which is the Care Albinism Association, which has been running for the past 6 years, and they provide health care as well as skin care for persons with albinism within Senegal. They've actually helped over 5,000 children with the work that they've been doing. So not only is she a great musician, but she's also someone who gives back into the community. And one thing I was also wondering is that her surname is Keita, and we have Salif Keita, all right?
Oh,
and
so it's the same, even spelled the same way.
Even spelled the same way. And,
wow.
and I wonder whether they are related. But obviously when we're looking at African artists who have albinism, we can't ignore Salif Keita. He's been in the industry almost all his life.
You're going to kill me. The time has caught up with us because, my guests, they spoke and spoke. The time has caught up with me.
It's all right.
Is it fine to say that for any updates or full information, this information can be found on your page?
Absolutely. If you do want to get any details on what's happening with regards to music, entertainment, and anything and everything that has to do with albinism in Africa, do follow I Am Movement on Facebook and on Twitter. On Twitter is @IamMovement_albinism. Go check out our new page, our new look, our new feel. Go like us, go share, and let's spread the albinism message throughout Africa.
Thank you so much, Ingrid. We really appreciate you. Every time when you come here and you talk to us, you inform us. It's much, much appreciated. And thank you for the contribution you make into our listeners. Thank you so much, Africa, for listening. Until next week, goodbye.